Today I want to give you guys my Etsy listing formula. It's the exact steps that I go through before, during, and after I list products on Etsy to give me the biggest chance of success. So today I'm pulling back the curtain and we're going to dive in. I'm going to show you step by step what I do. Let's go. Hey everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to the Handmade and Beyond podcast. I'm your host, LL. We're diving into everything Etsy. Today I have something special for you guys. It is the Etsy listing formula, or my Etsy listing formula. Everyone does things a little bit differently, but this is what I've done for the last several years to give myself the best opportunity of success when I'm listing products on Etsy. You can't guarantee success. I can't tell you to do this one thing and it's always going to work, but this way has worked for me more times than not. And there are a lot of variables at play. It depends on what you're selling and the quality of your stuff. But this is a soundproof process that you guys can go through to at least give yourself a leg up, give yourself the best chance of success. And at the end of the day, that's all we can do, right? Is give ourselves the best chance of success, because nothing in life is guaranteed, but except for what? Taxes and death, which that's going to bring down the mood. So I'm not going to talk about that anymore. So let's dive in. And how many steps do I got here? I think I got 8 steps I broke this down into. So we're going to dive into all 8 steps today so you guys can follow along if you're watching this or listening to it, and apply this right away in your own shop and make sure you're doing these things. So the first thing that you want to do, number one, is you want to start with your idea of what you want to sell. So obviously you have to start somewhere. You have to have an idea of what you're going to sell on the platform. Now, mind you, I would suggest not going ahead, and this is where people kind of miss the boat. They go ahead and they create the product or whatever, you make the product, create the product beforehand, before doing any of this stuff. I would suggest that you not do that. We're going to start in a better, more efficient way, and we're going to start with the idea. So maybe you have a good idea of something that you want to create, or have thoughts of what you want to create. So we're going to start there, and we're going to write down 3 variations of that idea in the form of keywords. Probably try to put it in at least 3 keywords. I would say around 3. If you can get it to 3, would be good. If you have too many keywords, it's going to be too specific. If you have too little, it's going to be too broad. So some examples, the examples that we're going to work with today are wood lake painting. So I'm going to pretend that you're a painter. This works for any niche or any niche, however you want to say it. Wood lake painting, mountain lake painting is number 2, and then we're going to do field lake painting. So you see, all these incorporate a lake painting. And if I'm an artist, I'm like, I know, I'm really interested, I want to do a lake painting. But where it's positioned doesn't really matter to me as much, and this is going to be part of doing the research to make sure that we're going to have the best chance of success when we actually go and do this painting. We don't do all this work and then put it out there on Etsy and it doesn't sell because we didn't do this initial groundwork first. So those are the 3 examples. Keep in mind too, here's a pro tip for you guys. When you are doing research or when you're writing down these keywords, you may have to kind of alter them when you're actually going to the research phase, the next phase that I'm going to talk about, because they may not show up. So for example, if we have like field lake painting and the results aren't really good when we're doing the keyword research, maybe we change it to like prairie lake painting, because either way it's like a field-esque scene. So we may have to kind of change out that to see if, okay, maybe the results are not as good because I'm using the wrong keyword. Either way, it's not going to change the subject matter of the painting. So you may have to kind of tweak that a little bit. So that's a pro tip. So the second phase of this is exactly what I was referring to, is doing the product demand research using Allura. So this is one of my favorite keyword research tools. There's others out there, but I like it because it shows not only the search volume, but it shows sales volume. At the end of the day, I don't care. Usually they correlate very strongly. There's a strong correlation. If it has a lot of search volume, there's a lot of sales. So I look at both, but at the end of the day, sales are what puts money in my pocket. So that's what I care about the most. So I want to bring products to market that have a lot of sales for that particular subject matter. Obviously, it's going to be your painting, your product, your design, but you're not reinventing the wheel. You can't be the first person to have a lake painting. You know what I mean? So it's just that particular subject matter. You're going to have to put your own flavor, your own style on it. So what we want to look at is, again, the search volume and the sales volume. Sales volume is the most important in my eyes, and Laura will tell us both. If you go into the research tab, keyword planner, I'll link to a link below where you can use my link and get a free trial. Definitely test it out. It's awesome. If you're a serious Etsy seller, you need to have a product research tool, whether it's a Laura or not, but that's the one that I've used for years. So when you go into the research tab, the keyword research tab, you're going to pop these keywords in there, and you're going to see the search volume and sales. So for example, Woods Lake Painting, search volume 5,000, sales volume 15,000. Mountain Lake Painting, 4,000 search volume, 10,000 sales volume. Field Lake Painting, 1,000 search volume, 1,500 sales volume. Here's another pro tip for you guys. So those are all the sales and search volume, but this pro tip is, notice I didn't talk about finding keywords or looking for keywords related to these initial keywords with high traffic or low traffic, or high traffic, low competition, high sales. Don't worry about the low competition, high sales, or traffic keywords, because you're only going to find a couple of them. They're going to be few and far between. It's a waste of time trying to find them. It's just really not a practical strategy, because anything that's getting enough search volume and a lot of sales, chances are there's going to be a decent amount of competition. The niches or niches that have the low competition, lots of sales, are few and far between. People have already found those, and so people are following traffic and sales. So don't worry about it. It's a waste of your time. Find the high traffic, high sales keyword and niches, and it's your job to get a piece of the pie with quality products, quality listings, quality pictures that I'm going to talk about in the next steps. Here's another kind of, to drive this point home, here's another example. If you set up a yard sale on wherever you're at, a back road, even if it's a main road, you set up a yard sale trying to sell your stuff. That is scenario one. Maybe you'll be somewhat successful, maybe not. But if you take your yard sale and put it in a flea market where everyone's looking to buy, everyone's there to buy stuff for the most part, where do you think you're going to be more successful at? People driving by randomly that may or may not be looking for a yard sale, or putting your stuff in front of an audience where everyone is looking to buy, and there's a ton of traffic. So that is kind of your goal here, is to put your stuff in front of the right audience and a high traffic audience, people that want to buy your stuff, and a lot of people that want to buy your stuff, rather than trying to randomly shoot in the dark. Maybe people will buy, maybe people won't. So here is the third step of this. Based on those search volume and sales volume, we're going to pick a winner. So the winner of this clearly is going to be the Woods Lake Painting with 5,000 search volume, 15,000 sales. So that is a good starting point, right? We know that there's getting a decent amount of search volume and a decent amount of sales, so we got to capitalize on that. We're going to go ahead and create our product. We're going to go ahead and create the painting, put our own flair, our own style. Obviously, you can add different elements in it. It doesn't have to be just a lake with a woods behind it. You can add maybe it's midnight, maybe it's a moon element, maybe it's dark. Those different elements you can add in when you're doing the keyword research that I'm going to talk about in the additional steps. So you're going to create the product, and then once you create the product, we're going to get ready to list it. So before we list it, we're going to, guess what? Do more keyword research. And I know all this keyword research this is what trips people up, because like, I don't want to do all this crap. This is not this is not fun. I want to make my art. I'm going to do this stuff. Well, when you're missing this piece of the pie, this is what's preventing you from getting sales and preventing your performance, because you got to do the back end research first to give yourself the best chance of success. If you're missing this part, then you're just, again, shooting in the dark, and you don't know if people even want what you're selling. And even if they do want what you're selling, if you're not doing the appropriate keyword research, you're not putting the right keywords in your listing, so they're never going to find what you're selling. All right, so do additional keyword research to find high value keywords to further enhance your listing. So again, you want to find, you can type in your main set of keywords, which is Woods Lake Painting, and it'll have, in Allure, it'll have related keywords, and you can sort by sales, you can sort by search volume, You can also do, if your painting will have different elements in it, like I was talking about, like full moon painting, full moon woods painting, stuff like that, whatever different elements it has in it, you can search for those and see the search volume, and you're going to add those in your listing as well. So not only are you going to have related keywords that match your listing, you're going to have different elements inside your painting that match your listing. So for example, just got to give you an example, some other keywords that are related, that are strong. Some of these are naturally more broad, which is totally fine. Rustic lake decor, that has 15,000 sales. Another example is nature painting, it has 90,000 sales, 358,000, or 90,000 searches, 358,000 sales. And again, it's going to have more because it's broad. There's a number of things that can fit in there. So you want to mix, have a specific keywords and then some broader keywords in there to get your overall search volume up, to get more eyes in front of what you're selling, but also the people that are looking for your specific thing to get in front of those people as well. So that is your goal with doing this additional keyword research. So now you have a list of all of those additional keywords that you're going to use to input into your listings. So this brings us to step 6, which is, again, take all those keywords and plug them into your title and tags. Do the title first. Start with the most highest value keyword. Maybe you want to start with the woods lake painting as the first set of keywords. You can make it a little bit more specific if there's more elements. You can full moon woods lake painting, nighttime woods lake painting. If it's, again, there's different elements to kind of make it even more specific. And then from there, you're going to fill out your other keywords in the title. And then you're going to copy those keywords and put them into your tags. And again, here's another pro tip for you guys. If you use commas between, so you're writing out your title, you're looking at a lure, you're writing out your title, and between each set of keywords, you're going to have a comma. Excuse me. So woods lake painting, comma, nature lake painting, comma, rustic decor, comma. So that's the way you're going to fill out your title until it's all filled out. You can copy that title, paste it into your tag box, hit enter, and all the keywords that fit that are in the 22 character limit will paste in your tags. The rest will kind of stay there, and you can kind of mess with them and then keep hitting enter to add them. So if you need to split them up, it's fine to split up keywords. Full moon lake, woods lake painting is too long. So you can split up, you can do full moon, and then you can do woods lake painting if that's not longer than 22 characters, and just hit enter and it'll pop in the tags. It'll save you a lot of time. Chances are you're going to have to find some additional tags to put in there because your title won't fill it up completely. But again, you've done the research, you have additional tags in there, and the tags are going to be more broad by nature because it's only 22 characters, and that's fine. The algorithm will piece them together, it'll find them, it'll piece them together. So they can be separated out. Just make sure that they're related to what you're selling and that they're high traffic, high value keywords, and you fill out your whole all of your tags. So that is step 6. You're going to fill out title tags. Step 7 is everything else, right? You're going to fill out all the other stuff inside your listing with all the important parts of information. Don't skimp. Take the time. Fill out your entire listing. Pictures are important. Make sure your pictures are high quality. You can see what it is. They're not blurry. They're not fuzzy. They pop out. They stop people when they're looking in search. Make sure with your pictures you put in alt text, which are additional keywords describing your picture. This helps with SEO. So make sure you guys do that. It's also for the blind community so they can tell if they're shopping, what the heck they're looking at. All the attributes are important. Again, these help your item be filtered out in search. You don't want to be filtered out. Your description, extremely important because the keywords are taken into account in your description. Write it in paragraph form. Write it for a human. Don't keyword dump. Again, you can use AI to help write your descriptions, but just make sure you read them. Make sure it makes sense. Make sure there's a lot of high value keywords in there describing your item, who it's for, why they should buy it, some value statements. Your pricing. Make sure you set your prices appropriately. You can use Allura to gauge average pricing. You can do that research as well. It's another important part of bringing things to market. You want to be priced appropriately. Don't lowball. Lowball is a race to the bottom. If you have a high quality item, you can price it higher than everyone else. If you can explain and provide that value in your listing, that's fine. You want to go middle of the road, that's fine. Just don't be the lowest. That's just not a good strategy. It's a race to the bottom. You're going to make no money. You're going to be frustrated, and you're going to quit, which is not what we want to do, right? All right, so you're going to get that listing up. Number 8 is list it. Put it up there. Put it out to the world. Cross your fingers. Hopefully you did the right research, and hopefully it does well. The pro tip of this is let it sit for 3 to 6 months before considering changes. Keep an eye on the traffic. It will take time. It's not usually going to be immediate. A lot of people want that instant gratification. That's why people get frustrated and leave or stop selling, because nothing happens, right? You put up 20 listings, nothing happens. You put up 20 more, nothing happens. You put up 20 more, nothing happens. Put up 20 more, guess what? Nothing happens. It takes time, right? The algorithm takes time to categorize your stuff. It takes time for you to learn. You know, your first batch of listings probably suck. I'm sorry to say that, but they probably do. I put up, my 100 first listings were hot garbage. You got to learn. You got to go through the ropes. When you hop on a bike for the first time without training wheels, you're going to fall. You're going to crash and burn. So you put the training wheels on. You're still not great. You're wobbly. Eventually you get better. You take the training wheels off. You're a little wobbly, but then you get better and better and better. Same thing with listing. At first, you're going to crash and burn. You're going to skimp on things. You're going to do things wrong. It's all part of the process, the learning, the journey. You need to go through and put in those reps so you get stronger. Just like going to the gym, you get stronger at what you're doing. You're not going to be an expert right away. Don't go into it thinking, you're going to go into it thinking, all right, I'm going to do the best I can. That's why you're listening to this episode. That's why you're trying to do things right, but you're still going to get it wrong. You got to learn, and it helps you learn your niche, helps you learn the better keywords, what people are searching for. So it's all part of the process. It's all part of the journey. So don't forget that. So let your stuff ride. While that's riding, and 3 to 6 months, you're going to check back on it. Rinse and repeat for future listings. You're not going to stop. Keep doing new listings, new stuff, new product research. Go through the whole process. You're going to get better and better at this. The more that you do it, it's going to be quicker and quicker. The first couple times you do it, it's probably going to take forever, and you're like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to do this. This is not fun. It's like doing calculus. It's not fun, but you're going to get better and better, and you're going to learn. Automatically, you're going to learn. If you're in your niche long enough, you're going to know the top keywords that you can repeat, and then you're just going to try to find new ones here and there, but you're going to automatically have a good list to start out with. So that is the process. That is my Etsy listing formula for you guys. The process that I go through to hopefully give myself the best chance of success. I am hopeful that I'm going to be successful, but this is the process to give yourself the best chance of success. So you're not shooting in the dark. You're not flying blind. You're making data-driven decisions, and you're making strategic decisions. And that is the piece of the pie that a lot of sellers miss. They're just kind of randomly doing stuff, and that's like hunting for, a random piece of jewelry in the sand without a metal detector. The chances of you finding anything is just very, very slim. This is giving you that metal detector to increase your chances dramatically. Will you always find something? No, but you're at least going to have a darn good, better chance of finding something. So that is it for this episode. Check the link below to get Allura for free. I highly recommend it. That's just one of the many tools you can use. The keyword tool is just one of the many tools and ways that you can use this platform to grow your Etsy business. So I strongly suggest that you use it. But that is it, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. Hopefully this episode helps you guys. I'll be back soon with another good episode for you. Talk to you guys later.